Okay, everybody, welcome to the FightFit Podcast with Faisal Fayad. How are you, brother?
Good, man. Yourself?
Yeah,
Thanks for having
can't
me.
complain. Thank you for coming in, man. How you been?
Pleasure. Very good. Yeah, just busy with the challenge at the moment, as
Got
you
a
know.
lot of people on.
Yeah. Started off with 7, 2 pulled out, so still got 5 for tomorrow night.
What happened with the pullouts? Was there injuries?
So there was, Adam Flynn, he tore his bicep. And,
I was there when that happened.
Yeah, and Tess McNamara, she unfortunately got a concussion and turned pretty bad after that. But,
Really? Yeah, you don't really want to risk those sorts of things.
No,
I guess.
exactly. Yeah, so I think better for her just to step out. But it's unfortunate for her because this was the second time she's tried out. And
yeah. She works hard. She trains.
She
hard.
does. Yeah, she works her ass off. So,
yeah.
But
So where did you sort of get your relationship with FightFit from? Then have you known Nick Cara for a while, obviously, and Paul for a while?
Yeah, so from Paul.
Yeah.
So I was training under Paul.
Yeah.
Still to this day, I've trained under Paul since 2008. And then once retired, then sort of wanted to stay in the game, and then started teaching, enjoyed it, and yeah, here we are.
So when did you first meet Paul then?
So I met Paul, would have to be probably my first year of fighting or second year, but 2003.
Really?
Yeah. So my first trainer when I started, I was training under Bryce Birtwistle for a couple of years. Nick Cara was there, so I was at Marvel Martial Arts. He was always helping me out until I went directly to him to then sort of made the transition over to Nick there until he decided to move to Thailand.
Right.
Yeah, and then that was in 2008. So before that, we were always going to Paul's to spar. And he always made me feel very welcome and so on. So
how would you describe training under Paul?
Very hard. I mean, in a good way though. Yeah, it's a lot of hard training, but he gets you, right for the fights. I mean, condition wise and fitness wise and so on. Yeah, yeah.
Why did you choose to do combat sports, martial arts?
Just enjoyed it from an early age. So when I was about 5, I had an uncle of mine that sort of showed me how to punch and kick and that, and it was just sort of one of those things that it became part of life, I guess.
Right.
Yeah. Right. Just enjoyed it, and then.
So your progression through your to becoming a pro was just starting martial arts. And
pretty much. Pretty much. And then go through school and get into fights, and was pretty good at it, I guess.
Yeah.
You get to the point where people say, "No, why don't you try it out in the ring?" I said, "Yeah, I want to one day." And I actually started my career quite late, just before I turned 25.
Yeah,
I had my first fight
as kickboxing.
Yeah.
And how many kickboxing fights did you end up having?
I ended up having about 14 kickboxing. Yeah, 8 pro boxing and about 6 amateur boxing.
Right.
Yeah.
Was there a particular highlight of any of your career in terms of kickboxing and boxing, a fight that stands out for you?
Yeah, look, definitely with the kickboxing, probably my Victorian and Australian titles that I won. So, I was pretty proud of that. Boxing, I mean, and I think throughout kickboxing or boxing, I never dodge anyone. So always, they say, "Oh, this guy's, he's the man at the moment," or whatever, especially in my kickboxing career. I said, yeah, I want to fight him, I said, "Oh, but we can get you this guy that you can knock out." So what's the point, I'd rather have those hard fights.
Motivated for that.
Yeah, exactly. And, most of my fights were always wars, toe to toe. So, yeah.
Yeah. Did you ever go to Thailand and train over there?
We did. Went with Nick on a training camp for a couple of months. Funny story, actually, I was gonna fight while I was there.
Right.
And
too close there. Sorry,
we went out on some jet skis, and one of Nick's friends had got us these jet skis that they race actually, so they had a bit of power behind them. Anyway, so I ended up. I couldn't see the shore. That's how far out I got.
Thailand.
Yeah. And I've hit a wave and gone up probably, man, I reckon, it felt like 10 meters up. Shit. And landed on my rib, fractured my rib. But all I could think at the time was, sharks or something. So I just swimming back to the jet ski, got back to shore. And I was supposed to fight the day after, but that never happened. So
wow.
Yeah.
You cracked your rib in Thailand.
I know, never, not, I've probably done it once in sparring, but yeah.
Yeah.
It was probably any worse than any body shot that I've ever got. That's for sure.
What was the training and the sparring like over in Thailand?
It was awesome. The training, look, because you got, you're on a holiday, so we used to get up in the morning. There was a guy that Nick used to teach out of their gym when he moved over there, Ray, I think his name was Sifu Ray McGuinness. And so we used to go at his place in the morning. We'd do the swimming in there. So basically he'd put 5 kilos on our chest. You'd have to swim from one side to the other and get to the other side. Yeah, get 2.5 kilos and do breaststroke on the way back, and then, you do that for freaking 10, 15 minutes and we'd go to the beach, get in the water, jog while the water was sort of knee high, get back into the sand and sprint back, and that was your first session. Then we had a strength and conditioning session in midday, and then followed by your pad work and your boxing work and kickboxing work in the middle.
They lived the life over there.
Yeah, exactly.
They just train.
Yeah, so it was definitely a good experience. So, but again, you can do that stuff here. If you didn't have to work and everything else that life throws in the way.
Right, but
yeah.
Did you ever meet a Judd Reed or any of those?
Yeah. So I've met Judd Reed. Yeah, he's a lovely bloke. Never trained with him though, but we usually we're all in NASA Kassab's corner,
right?
With Nick, it's usually
right. Of course,
Judd and myself. Yeah,
Judd Reed's
lovely guy. He's amazing.
He's a lovely fellow as well. We've chatted on the phone a few times and stuff.
Yeah, it'd be great to get him in here. Actually,
I have actually tried, but we were meant to, but then it was a 40-degree day. Oh, okay. Yeah, and this place gets really stuffy. So we've got air conditioning now. So Judd Reed next year, if he's by any chance watching this, can't wait to chat to you as well.
No, definitely good. But
have you ever watched
lovely guy. Yeah, the 100 Man. Yeah, it's amazing.
100 Man
just his mentally, physically, just his strength is unbelievable, isn't it?
Did you ever have times where you really felt like you could give up?
No, look, that's probably, and you mean during a fight or just in
I just mean in terms of, because it's such a roller coaster being a fighter.
Yeah.
And there's times where you're like, why, the training's so hard, or, the nerves for the fight or whatever it is.
To be honest, look, there was a time, so with my career, so I went into mobile martial arts, said I wanted to fight. At the time, Bryce said, all right, you want to fight? He saw me train the first day. Then the second day, he was like, "Oh, would you fight next week?" It's a true story, yeah. Mm-hmm. But I was in there to train kickboxing. He goes, "Oh, there's an amateur boxing fight next week. Would you do it?" I'm like, yeah, fuck, I'll fight anyone. I had the street fighting mentality, not realizing how fit you have to be and so on.
Different thing, eh?
And I thought, I can pack a punch on a street fight, but it's different when you got gloves on and so on. So anyway, long story short, week and a half later, I've jumped into amateur boxing.
A week and a half after starting training. Yeah.
So this guy ran at me, swinging away, caught him with a good punch. But then in probably 20 seconds, mate, I had nothing left. Again, not, you got to respect the sport, and realize how fit you have to be. So anyway, this guy's punched me in the nose, made my nose bleed. Because of amateur boxing, they stopped it then, Then I thought, fuck, when I've been being stupid, thinking you at least need 3-4 months to train, So I always knew I had the heart to fight. That wasn't an issue, but obviously the fitness and so on. So anyway, then I ended up getting a kickboxing fight about 3 months after that. Again, fought a guy that had 3 fights, 3 knockouts. And his third fight was before I even started training. So again, thrown in deep water.
Insane.
Went toe-to-toe with this guy, lost by split decision.
Was it amateur or pro?
It was kickboxing, like semi-pro, shin guards with your first 3 fights. And then after that, it was 10-ounce gloves still. Actually, we were fighting in 8s because of our weight, 66 and under. And a lot of people thought I won. I thought I won, but again, went to him. So 2 losses, and I'm thinking, fuck, maybe this shit it's not for me. Yeah. So probably if any point in my career, that was probably after my second fight, I realized maybe this isn't for me, And then things turned around. I won 7 in a row after that.
Wow.
Won Victorian title, and on my third third kickboxing fight, and then two or three fights after that, won the Australian title. So on a good roll after that.
Yeah, amazing roll.
Yeah, but yeah, I think there was that one point where I thought maybe this is not for me, you know. But I'm glad I stuck it out.
Absolutely. And you said that you knew that you had the heart to be a fighter.
Yeah.
How do you know in looking externally now at other people? How do you know if someone's got the heart to fight or not?
It's just trying to just go past that point, you know, where you don't want to give up, you know, and you can go that extra mile, you know. It's just those little things like that, you know what I mean? Where there's some people will think, no, this is too hard for me, or this sparring is too hard. No, we've got to stop, you know. It's a difference between someone, you know, quitting something and following through with it.
Do you think it's that in like that competitiveness that some people have?
There's definitely that part of it too.
Yeah, but like a natural thing, or do you think that it can be taught? Because I often wonder that if
I always believe like skill can definitely be taught. I mean, heart is something that people either got it or don't. You know, look, you know, in saying that, you know, there's a lot of people that become a lot more courageous, if that's what you want to call it, as time goes on and so on, and learn how to deal with it, or learn how to deal with their fears, or whatever it is.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you have anyone in mind when you think of like a courageous fighter, or someone who's, you know, got balls of steel?
Yeah. I'm just trying to think. Yeah.
Anyone who's particularly like would take any fight sort of thing, would never give up, and you look at
there was
that guy's tough.
I'm trying to think what's his name. I mean, was
someone that
he passed away, Gotti, Arturo Gotti. You know, he's always sort of had that sort of
right
attitude.
Anyone that you knew and trained with and stuff?
Oh yeah, there's a lot of guys. You know, like obviously Nick Cara. There's you know, Eddie Dalick. There's you know, a lot of the boys that.
What was Nick like as a fighter? Because I've had Nick on the podcast here 3 times.
Yeah.
And you know, it's interesting. To
very
see one
aggressive.
Of his teammates.
Yeah, very aggressive. You know.
Really.
Yeah, but at the same time, very technical. You know. But yeah, he would just you could see like I said, technical, but at the same time, he would kick through anything. You know. Even if you had a steel rod in your leg, he would kick through that and make sure he broke it, you know? Yeah.
Just a nutter, hey?
Yeah.
Oh, that's insane. Did you watch a lot of his fights?
Yeah.
Did you watch him fight Manson Gibson?
No, I didn't. Yeah. So that was probably just around the time when I met him. He had just come back from that fight. But yeah, I've got a copy somewhere at home. I've watched it so many times.
Yeah, I can't find the fight.
Yeah, I've got it at home somewhere. Yeah.
You should put it on YouTube.
Yeah.
That'd be unbelievable. Where was the fight?
In Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you don't know arena or?
No, I'm not sure, to be honest. Yeah.
That's insane, man.
Yeah.
Nick's such a cool guy.
Oh, he's the best.
You like
he's one of my closest friends.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
You guys work pretty well together, and
very well. Yeah. I mean, most of the corners that we do, we're always together and so on. We think a lot alike. So, you know, the way we train people. So
yeah.
We know one of our fighters, if one of us isn't around, the other person will look after them. We know we're always on the same page. So.
Yeah. And tell us about Nasser Kassab.
Amazing. Like, I think he's definitely probably, I think, one of the best fighters at his weight in the kickboxing circuit at the moment in Australia. You know, even now he's just after 9 fights. And he actually even fought a guy. He had his first amateur boxing fight last week, and fought a guy that had 10 fights. And apparently, I wasn't there to watch it, but he apparently annihilated the bloke. You know, so
really,
yeah.
And that's just to sort of sharpen up his hands.
Yeah, that's right. They just went in, and
the reason why you guys do amateur boxing fights.
Yeah, exactly. In between, yeah.
Even though he's having the pro kickboxing fights.
Well, again, you know, because it's sort of semi-pro, because they're 2-minute rounds, so they don't sort of consider it as pro, you know, so to speak.
What's his skill set like?
Just again, another guy that can bloody kick through anything. I would hate to get kicked by him, you know. Yeah, very lethal kicks, you know, and great punches too. I think he doesn't trust in his hands as much as he should, because I've seen him hurt a lot of people with his hands. Yeah,
maybe those amateur boxing fights.
Yeah, exactly. Get to be more confident with his hands, but yeah.
You must be enjoying watching him come through the ranks.
Oh, definitely.
Do you have any other guys who you're training who are doing amateurs and pros and all that?
No. So I got another guy. I got my only guy that I train that's wanting to fight amateur boxing with Oliver Hagen. He's actually started off doing the challenge a couple of years ago. He's had a couple of novice fights out in Lilydale there. Having another one this Saturday actually.
Nice.
So and again, just once his confidence is up, and we can put him in proper amateur boxing fights. Do
you like doing FightFit Challenge?
I love it. Yeah, I love it. Yeah. So and I've been really busy with it too. But it's a good feeling just watching these guys. Like achieving their goals. And it's amazing, isn't it? Like I'm sure with yourself, like what you can achieve in 8 weeks. It's unbelievable. Most of these people, where they start off, where they finish.
Absolutely. I think it's the growth that you can have.
Yeah.
It's really quite crazy, to be honest. Like the amount you can, push yourself and push through your thresholds of what you thought you were capable of. And then.
Exactly. Yeah.
And you've done a few of those, have you?
Yeah. So, probably in the last, 5-6 years, I've been helping out with those.
And what are some sort of examples of people who you've taken through the FightFit Challenge and how you've seen them grow?
Oh, look, just the way they grow mentally. I mean, their skills. Just people understanding the art of boxing, and like you got people that come in that, like I said, can't even catch a jab to start off with. By the end of it, they catch jabs. They're slipping, they're weaving. They're throwing beautiful combos. And again, like I said, because it's a short amount of time that they master all this stuff in. But look, I've had a guy, probably one guy that stood out in the FightFit Challenge. He got rocked with a massive left hook in the first round, and was still got himself together and was able to win the fight. And it just, he showed so much heart and will and desire just to complete the fight and to come back and have a win.
Wow.
After having an 8 count too.
The next 2 rounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard.
So that's probably the best thing I've ever seen with one of the fighters.
Yeah.
Doing the challenge.
Yeah, to pull through and have that grit. It's something that definitely they probably didn't even think that they were capable of.
Yeah, exactly. So
well. Yeah.
James Pilliner.
Shout out. And when was this? A couple of years ago, was it?
Yeah, that's right. It was probably about 3 years ago now.
Awesome. How about for you, man? Like in terms of where do you think you would be now if you never discovered fighting? Or if you never discovered martial arts?
Yeah, look, probably in a lot of trouble, probably locked up, or probably even worse, or something.
What makes you say that?
Just just being out with friends and so on, and just I wouldn't say the wrong people, but just people that had always had something to prove, and then you've been there, you have to back them up and so on.
What'd you get up to when you were young?
No.
Give us a good story.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. But there's a lot of friends that ended up getting locked up for stupid stuff like that. And, but like I said, this sort of gave me discipline and sort of stay away from that kind of stuff. And especially now, I mean, I'm married. I got 3 kids. Like it's a different life for me.
Whereabouts did you grow up?
In Brunswick.
In Brunswick.
Yeah.
So I was grew up in Footscray, so
okay, so you remember the long time ago.
But I was also really fat before I started boxing, so that was like probably the biggest thing that gave me was like the health sort of thing, and like obviously the discipline and everything as well. And it's funny how you think you can fight before.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Before you start, like you were saying, like you thought you could pack a punch.
But no, they don't put the gloves on and technical, and when they're expecting the punch or whatever it is, it's a different ball game, isn't it?
What's as a coach and as a personal trainer, what are some of the more important things that you like to instill in people? What are the important values or physical traits or?
Yeah, look, obviously when it comes to when it comes to skill, I mean their balance and so on has to start from there. If their balance is right, nothing else is going to work. And but yeah, probably. But other values, like tell them just to try their best. You don't want to ever leave the ring thinking, "Oh fuck, I could have done more." Give it all you have and try your best, and that doesn't matter the outcome. You'll be happy within if you try your best and give it your all.
And you've got a few people on the challenge, as you said. You got 5 of them, which is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
There's obviously so much nerves, and when I did it last year, the nerves are pretty overwhelming.
Yeah.
How do you go about sort of allowing people to capture those nerves and use them productively?
Yeah. Look, I usually try to. So I warn everyone that I train actually leading up, from week 1, week 2. I'll tell them, like, on the day, you're going to get nervous. Everything's going to feel heavy when you're hitting the pads. It's all normal. I found that approach has helped. So people on the night do get, once they start getting nervous and all those butterflies start kicking in, oh, that's right, you told me this is normal. This is normal. If that makes sense. Yeah. They sort of, they don't know what to expect. So it's not so bad, but other than that, probably just teach them to use it as fire, but fire, to be smart, to be sharp, use your skill during the fight, don't let it burn you up. You can use it as fire or let it burn you up, the nerves. Yeah. It's
pretty crazy. I remember the first time and I was sweating bullets before I got out there, and I didn't really feel like hitting the pads. I was like, it makes you already sweating and everything. You don't really feel like hitting pads, and then got out there. But when I got out there, when I got in the ring, I felt great.
Yeah.
Sort of something like almost switched.
Yeah, exactly. And then that's the thing. Once you get a taste of that first punch or give that first punch, all the nerves, everything goes out the window.
Yeah, exactly.
More focus on, the combos you're throwing, or try not to get knocked out, whatever it is. But the focus then becomes on about the fight, doesn't it?
It's such a crazy thing though that we do as people who have never haven't had the experience that you've had, to then do an 8-week challenge and then sort of step into the ring in front of the thousands of people and stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
You can really feel more alive.
Exactly. Yeah. And I definitely think fighting is one of those things that, you feel all emotions, when it comes to being alive, nerves, your fear, the adrenaline, just every single emotion, you're going through, when you fight. I mean, how many things in life do you do that you can get to feel all those emotions?
Yeah.
What about I think that's pretty special.
When you fought for the Australian title, did you have it must have been a pretty intense camp, and you must have been
it definitely was. Yeah, I've trained so hard for that. But funny enough, I trained so hard and the fight become really easy. That was actually my first knockout ever. Was during the Australian title. Was lucky enough to catch the guy with the left hook and knock him out, and the feeling was even so much better. But and again, because I trained so hard for that, I was expecting a war for 5 rounds, and then to just sleep on your pillow that night. I could never sleep after fights. My adrenaline would be so high. I could never sleep after a fight. Wow. Yeah. Man, you also fought Michael Zarafa at Melbourne Town Hall in 2011. Yeah, that's right. Great fight, man. Yeah. But I arguably won that fight. Yeah, that's right. I believe I won that fight. A lot of people do. My whole corner thought I won that fight that night. A lot of people think that. Look, even before they said decision, I'm sitting there going, oh, mate, you're still young, you still got plenty of times to win lots of titles, and so on. And he's like, yeah, man, you're a warrior, whatever. But you caught him with a lot of clean shots. Yeah. Look, like I said, and the momentum was, I was pushing forward. He was working back. I mean, credit to him. I mean, look where he is these days, But I mean, he was only 19 then, so taking nothing away from him. But I do believe that I won, and still, I thought maybe I missed something, so watched it back on tape, and same thing. I'm thinking, he was 5-0 at the time. Maybe they would protect. Yeah. Maybe they're trying to build into where he is now. And like I said, and look, man, now he's a champion. Pound for pound, the best fighter in Australia, and so on. Are you following the Jeff Horn, Michael Zarafa? And I've been got your predictions on the fight. Yeah, look, I think Zarafa will win again. I think the first time around, I thought maybe Jeff Horn would win, but obviously, how do I put it? He disrespected the sport, by taking someone too lightly, and then showed that he got knocked out because of it. Now, from what I heard, anyway, again, from what I hear, he was eating pizza and ice cream, and he was taking the fight lightly. I mean, you never take anyone lightly in this sport, Yeah. You know, if they're in front of you on the day, there's a reason why they're in front of you. You know,
yeah,
and they give it all. You know,
yeah.
Everyone's got their pride. Everyone's got their dignity. They want to, push as hard as they can.
Perhaps Horn just fought Mundine as well, and he'd won very easily.
Yeah,
coming into that fight.
But again, not a Mundine, wasn't at his prime when he beat him. You know.
How do you feel looking back at your career now in terms of the things that you achieved?
Yeah, definitely proud of it. Like I said, I can, say like it was a lot of hard fights, and I'm proud of that. Like I had, with my boxing career. So again, 2007, had 2 fights. 2008, 1 fight. And then it was very slow. But then in 2008, I got married and had my first kid. So then 2009, 1 fight again. 2010, another 1 fight. So it was very slow. But then again, my priorities had changed. Got married, I was having kids and so on. But I remember my first loss was so I was 4-0, and on my 5th fight, the promoter called me up and said, "Oh, look, we've got a couple of guys. We've got one guy that's had 1 win and 4 losses or something. We've got this other guy. He was in the Olympics or Commonwealth Games, and he's pro now. But you haven't fought for a year and a bit. How about you take the guy with 1 and 4? I go, what's the fucking point?
Yeah.
I'm taking, I got to take time away from my wife and my kid,
Make it worth it.
To make it worth it. Yeah, no, I'll fight that guy, he had 250 amateur fights, or whatever. But, still, and hats off to him, he fucking beat me fair and square, you just, Ravan Caesar, have you heard of him?
No, I haven't.
Yeah. Great fighter. Yeah, I think one of the best welterweights at the moment. He's the guy that actually, if you look at Jeff Horn's record, he's the first guy to ever draw with him. I think because of a head clash. And then he fought him again, went 11 rounds, got knocked out in the 11th. But
I'm only just acquainting myself with Aussie boxing in the last year, in the last few months or last year.
I think it was from Cameroons or something.
I'm more of an MMA fan.
Yeah. I always hear you and Nick speaking about the MMA. Yeah. I'm not into the MMA. So
did you follow boxing?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, boxing.
Do you follow kickboxing at all?
Yeah, kickboxing. Glory, yeah. Like I said, not so much in the last few years. And again, just family life sort of occupy me with that.
Would you let your kids take up martial arts?
Yeah. I've got my little boy doing karate at the moment. My 2 little girls box with me at home. Yeah, to fight if they wanted to. I would never push them. I'd always push them.
You sometimes hear fighters saying, like Mike Tyson says, "No, my son's not doing." Yeah, no,
exactly. But like again, I'll always support my kids in whatever they want to do in life, whether or gymnastics or swimming or whatever it is, and they do all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I'll always have their back to do it. But yeah, I would never force them to do anything they didn't want to do.
Yeah. Tell us about your kids, man.
So I got 3 kids. So my eldest is Olivia, she's 11. I got my second girl is Eva, she's 9 years old. And my little boy, Oscar, who's 4 years old.
Oscar, maybe a young Oscar De La Hoya.
De La Hoya, yeah. Everyone always says, is that what you name him after, Oscar De La Hoya? No, we just love the name, but, Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, a little pretty boy too, so yeah.
And you're looking forward to the challenge tomorrow night and
definitely,
5
man,
different people.
Yeah,
got the weigh-ins tonight. I'm not sure when this will be released, but weigh-ins tonight. And all that, brother.
Yeah. So. How are you feeling for the fight?
Yeah, no, I feel good.
Good.
I feel like I'm peaking in the week. I've been with dietitian Michelle Reeves.
Yeah.
Shout out Michelle if she's watching. Over the past few months, so it's been unreal, man.
Yeah,
I've
been
awesome.
Loving
it. Yeah,
it's
awesome,
been great.
Man. But yeah, man, I guess I'll see you at the weigh-ins tonight, brother.
Yeah, I'm not going to make it to the weigh-ins, but I'll definitely see you tomorrow, man.
Beautiful,
but yeah,
mate.
Good luck with everything, mate, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you so much. Take care. Faisal Fayad, ladies and gentlemen.
Thanks, guys.
Take care.